Hey everyone, welcome to this third part of the Let's Meet series about Until Dawn. Today we have Josh and Matt, two of the protagonists of Until Dawn. Let's discover all his stories and facts. Joshua Washington, known to his friends as Josh, is one of the 8 protagonists and a playable character on Until Dawn. He is also the psycho and the older brother of Anna and Beth Washington. Josh was voiced and motion captured by actor Rami Malek. After his sister's disappearance, he invites his friends back to his family lodge a year later in an attempt to forget the tragedy surrounding his twin sisters. Josh is the first child of movie producer Bob Washington. They are very alike, don't you think? He, along with his family, would frequently travel to the family lodge located on Blackwood Mountain during each summer and winter. As he got older, his father became too busy to hang out with him, which brought him and his sisters close together. At age 11, he was referred to a psychiatrist by his school due to an incident. From then on, he began to take antidepressants. 9 years later, after the disappearance of his sisters, his mental illness became quite severe to the point that his psychiatrist recommended SET. Instead, he began taking stronger medication, which he later stopped taking, causing him to suffer withdrawal symptoms. However, it is possible Josh was still on his medication, but it had only affected his depression and not psychotic, as Josh does not show any sign of depression early on. Josh is described in-game as thoughtful, loving, and complex. Josh's interactions with the other survivors tend to be humorous, however, Josh appears to have psychosis, a mental illness characterized by disconnection from reality. If the psychiatric report is found during Chapter 7, it's revealed that Josh has been mentally ill since he was 11 years old. However, all medications that are listed in the record are for depression treatment, which is not what Josh was suffering from. Josh cares a lot for his friends, acts as a brotherly figure to Chris, and likes to make sure everyone has a good time. He goes to Sam for support after the loss of his sisters. His dreams of following his father's footsteps in becoming a film producer makes him very knowledgeable about special effects and movie props, and, as such, he constantly uses phrases and words from movies. He struggles to come to terms with his sister's disappearances. The event triggered depression, which became more and more severe a year prior to the events of Until Dawn. Josh has short chocolate brown hair, much like his sisters Anna and Beth, and wears a dark brown shirt underneath a flat-colored gray and white plaid-styled unbuttoned shirt and a pair of jeans. Later, after some chapters, he will change his outfit with his jumper suit. At the end of the game, Josh has no clue how to escape the cavernous mines and is completely mentally broken and isolated from all human contact, which is implied to be his greatest fear, and is overwhelmed with hunger as the days pass and succumbs to the Wendigo spirit. If any survivor talks to the police about the mines, Josh is discovered by 2 rangers cannibalizing the head of the stranger before turning towards them, presumably killing them. If nobody survived except Josh, the 2 rangers won't discover him, but he will still cannibalize the stranger and look at the camera as the screen cuts to black. Josh is still the least playable character since he is only playable on Chapter 10, although he appears on 7 chapters. Josh can find only one totem, and along with Jess, he doesn't find any clues through the entire game. Josh's dream's job is to be a film producer, and he loves his family but hates being bossed around. Josh is voted most likely to work in the film industry, and in 10 years Josh hopes to see himself having a good time. Josh's highest traits are funny, charitable and curious, and his lower traits are brave, romantic and honest. Josh's highest relationship status is with Chris and his lowest is with Matt. Josh is the oldest member of the group at 20 years old. Josh suffers from delusion from reality, disorganized speech, visual and auditory hallucinations. This is a brain disorder called schizophrenia. The drugs that were prescribed to Josh are all focused around serotonin, a kind of neurotransmitter. Depression can be triggered if there is a decrease of production of serotonin. Fluoxetine is a SSRI, which stands for Selective Serotonin Reuptake Inhibitor, and this can help increase serotonin to the brain. His schizophrenia, which is an overactivity production of dopamine, was never treated. Psych report found by Sam shows that Josh attempted suicide and began overdosing on his medication after Hannah and Beth's disappearance. Also, Josh is the only protagonist who is not rescued at the end if he survives the game, making him also the only protagonist who is not interviewed by the police if he survives. Matthew, referred to by his friends as Matt, is one of the 8 main protagonists and was voiced and motion captured by Jordan Fisher. Matt is a high school star linebacker, but he isn't very interested in schoolwork. He mostly plays the part of the big friendly giant, but when Matt sees red, it's best to stay out of his way. Matt is fiercely loyal to his new girlfriend, Emily, maybe even too loyal. Their relationship could be described as being a little one-way. When Emily says something, Matt does it. Matt is described in-game as motivated, ambitious and active, even described as the good guy of the group by Dr. Hill. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but has a huge heart and knows when to stay out of the way of situations. Matt also described as having low bravery, which is mainly translated to mean that he is a pushover, especially when it comes to Emily. However, if he stays alive long enough, it is easy to notice that bravery is not an issue for Matt if a friend is in need. Matt is a young African American male. He has short black hair, brown eyes, and is usually seen wearing gray track pants and a light cobalt blue Letterman jacket over a gray turtleneck. Easy and effective. If Matt survives until dawn, he will be rescued and taken into a police department for questioning. He will talk about how powerless he felt about it all despite trying his best to protect everyone. Matt, along with Jess, appears in the least amount of chapters out of the playable characters, with 6, even though he is still the 3rd most playable protagonist. Matt is tied with Chris for finding the 2nd most totems out of all protagonists, with 5. He also can find a total of 5 clues, making him the only protagonist that can find the same amount of totems and clues. Matt's dream job is to be a linebacker and is voted most likely to be in the NFL. Matt loves sports and hates Emily's shopping trips. In 10 years, Matt hopes to see himself giving his all for his team no matter where he ends up. Matt's highest traits are honest, charitable, romantic, and curious, and his lowest traits are funny and brave. Matt's highest relationship status is with Emily and Jessica, and his lowest is with Mike, Josh, and Chris. Oh, he loves the girls, doesn't he? He is one of the 3 characters, the others being Jessica and Josh, to not be fully aware of the Wendigo, as he was absent when the stranger made his warning in the lodge. Also, Matt is the only protagonist who never discovers the true identity of the Psycho over the course of the night, while considering him a threat. He wasn't really aware of the bad things out there. Oh, and also, if Matt fell off the cliff, he'll be the only protagonist to have no knowledge of the Wendigo before dying. Thank you for watching. Tell us in the comments section if you want more characters from Until Dawn, and don't forget the thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe to us for more Let's Meet and watch our amazing game TV shows by clicking on the video above. Thank you, and we see you on the next video.